No one.
Today we're going to work on Sarvangasana, or shoulder stand. So this is an inverted pose with many benefits. It improves circulation, it balances the nervous system, and it relieves ailments such as respiratory issues, headaches, and insomnia, just to name a few. But for many of us, going upside down is really scary. The great poet Rumi said, "Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers you have built within yourself against it." For many of us, that barrier is fear, which causes us to squash our dreams, the highest vision we have for ourselves, because we're afraid we're going to fail in one way or another. When we come to the mat and we practice challenging poses like shoulder stand, we challenge our self-limiting thoughts and beliefs. It's like we're seeking out a barrier and actively, bit by bit, breath by breath, knocking it down. When we practice yoga, we cultivate courage. Courage gives us the strength to recognize our limitless potential and realize our deepest and most secret dreams, the ones that we keep locked away in the vault of security and practicality. So, let's set ourselves up for success. Close your eyes right where you are. Take a few deep breaths, breathing in feelings of courage, bravery, and letting go of feelings of fear or apprehension. See yourself in this pose. See yourself holding it with ease and grace, not struggling or straining. And then keeping that vision of yourself, holding this pose beautifully in the mind's eye, and courage in your heart. Let your eyes open. And then I'll show you how to set up your blankets and your mat. So, I'm showing your back in. So you're going to have two blankets folded this way, the smooth end together. And you're going to take it across the mat, and you're going to fold the mat over like this. And then depending on how tall you are, I'm not so tall. I'm going to move it close. So let's set that up, and then I'll show you what we're going to do. So set up your blankets just like this, and then I'll show you what we're going to do. I think I move it closer. I know you're trying to get your mat over there. Yeah, moving it even closer. It still looks a little far. I'm pretty close. Yeah. Okay, so now come around to either side so you can see, and I'll show you the pose. So you're going to come lay down on your blankets with your shoulders about an inch or so from the top of the blanket, and the very center of the back of the head on the floor. So not the top of the head, and I'm not crunching and flattening out my neck. So the very center of the back of the head. And then I'm going to bend my elbows and really press my head and my shoulders down into the mat. And this creates a curve in the back of the neck so that my neck is not touching the blanket or the mat. And that curve is going to represent courage. And I'm going to keep it with me through the whole pose. I'm not going to let it go, and I'm not going to torque it by turning my head one way or the other. Then, pressing my feet into the wall like I'm pressing through a barrier, I'm going to lift my hips. Being mindful that I'm not letting my shoulders roll off the blanket. I'm going to walk my elbows and my shoulder blades more towards each other behind me, and bring my hands to the low back. Now notice I'm keeping a space between the chest and the chin. You can think of this space as space for fear to flow out of and love to flow into. You can practice this pose with the feet on the wall, or you can take one foot up or both feet up. To come out, you're going to bend your knees, feet to the wall. You lower your hips down. We'll just pause for a moment. And then you're going to walk yourself on your back towards the center of the room, towards the top of your mat. And you'll take your feet to the floor, and you'll just pause and rest here for a few breaths. Okay. So let's have you guys do it now. Come onto your mats. And as you come to your mat, just take these couple of points with you. So the first one, make sure I have all you guys with me. The first one is the head and the shoulders are going to press down into the mat and the blanket, really anchoring yourself in the dreams and desires, those secret dreams and desires in your heart. And the second one is keeping a space the chest and the chin. A curve in the back of the neck. You can think of that as making space here and here for love to flow in. Okay, so come down onto your backs. Take your shoulders about an inch from the top of the blanket and the head onto the floor, onto the mat. Bring your elbows in close to your body and press the head of your arm bones, the top of your shoulders down into the blanket and press the center of the back of the head into the floor. Now with the courage to turn upside down, press your feet into the wall and slowly start to lift your hips up. Being mindful that you don't let your shoulders roll off the top of the mat. You can bring your hands to your low back. Pressing your feet into the wall, work your elbows a little bit closer together underneath you, work your shoulder blades onto your back. And then just stay here for a couple of breaths, pressing the bottom tips of the shoulder blades into the back of the heart, as if you were pressing through a barrier of fear, opening to love, and lifting your torso even more vertically up. Now you can keep your feet on the wall, or if you feel safe and stable where you are, try stretching one leg up. Press from the center of the back of the head down into the mat and extend all along the body, reaching up through that foot. You can either switch your feet or you can bring both feet off the wall. And then you can stay here for 5 to 10 breaths, however long you feel comfortable. You said, come down for a second, because it looks to me like your shoulders are sliding off here. So slide in a little bit closer. Yeah. Yeah, I know you're close. Yeah, that looks much better. Is your neck touching the blanket?
A little.
That looks perfect right there. How's that feel?
Great.
Great. Okay, so to come out of the pose, bend your knees, bring your feet to the wall. Release your hands by your sides and just slowly lower the hips down. Roll your spine down to the floor. Pause here and take a breath or two. And now using your feet on the wall, just start to walk yourself on your back towards the center of the room, your head towards the top of your mat, and pause. Stop right when your hips are on the blanket, but the rest of your torso, your low back, your shoulders, your head are off the blankets on the mat. And then you can bring your feet to the floor. Press your hands onto your heart. Close your eyes. And receive all the benefits of this pose. And receive the gift of moving from fear into love.